areas in which we are the minority, the areas in which we are marginalized, where we are too eager to run to the side of the Hebrews and empathize with their plight. I ask us today, where do we identify with Pharaoh? You might say nowhere. I disagree. Let me ask another way. In what ways are we privileged? And when that privilege is threatened, how do we respond? I suspect it's much like Pharaoh. We squeeze tighter. We hold on for dear, comfortable way of life. It's rather obvious. I'm an African American woman. Two characteristics that classify me as a minority in this country, well, at least right now. I also happen to be straight, and I hold advanced degrees. Two characteristics that grant me privilege. If I only focus on my blackness and my femininity and how these parts of me may hinder me, then I fail to take advantage of how my education and my sexual orientation can help the world around me. If you only focus on your economic strata and your gayness and how these parts of you may hinder you, then you fail to take advantage of how your whiteness and your Christianity, two characteristics that grant you privilege, at least right now, can help the world around you. I hope we all know that there is a purpose served for the privileged to keep poor people poor and to keep uneducated people either un- or undereducated. I doubt that any one of us here consciously acts like this with our privilege. I wonder how many of us think about it and how often. So that's the funny part of privilege. We don't think about it. I guess because we don't have to. It has to be a concerted effort. I never thought about my education or my straightness or my Christianity granting me privilege until I started operating in areas outside of them, and until a few close friends and colleagues pointed it out to me. The only thing worse than being unaware is when the poor, the disenfranchised, the marginalized believe blindly in rhetoric that all playing fields are level, that there's equal opportunity for every one of us. And that's not the case yet. So where do we go from here, Decatur UCC? As the Hebrews are in transition from being an extended family to becoming a nation in the Exodus narrative, what is Decatur UCC becoming in this time of transformation? What possibilities do we see on the horizon as we look to the skies and ponder the earth under our feet? What do we look like, this former ragtag group of wanderers who looked for a special place to worship God and to be in community with each other? Are we ready to leave the former things, to enter into a wilderness of refining and emerge as connected people agreeing on what is necessary and leaving all else alone? Listen. Who are we listening for? We're listening for God. Look. What are we looking for? We are looking for liberation, for complete and utter salvation, and lift. Who are we lifting? After God lifts us, we are lifting our communities. So today, as we get ready to lift our offering and remember Jesus' sacrifice in communion, today, as you give of some of your resources and as you share in communion with each other, I ask that you do so according to what you hear, what you see, and how you know you ought to share. The ushers may come. Amen. Amen.